Good morning.
Good morning, coffee moaners.
I like
How
the way
are
you do good morning. I like the
you?
way you say good morning. That's good.
It's not catching on with you though, is it?
I always forget to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. I bet every time when I say good morning, you think, oh, God, I wish I'd said good morning.
So what are you going to say?
Can you say good morning back to us, please, everybody? Say good morning
Why
back.
are we saying good morning?
Because we are coffee moaning.
We are. You may be listening to us on podcast. Welcome. We are a news digest daily, apart from Sundays, digest of the news, but not just the news, topics, features,
and a little bit of
zeitgeisty stuff.
And a little bit of silliness.
Well, quite a bit of
goes
silliness.
a long way because we always say, you know, like an apple is always nicer with a bit of cheese.
That's such a philosophical phrase.
Well,
Who said
I think
that?
The news always needs a little something, a little sweetness alongside it because it's just so unbearable, so much of
An
it.
apple goes and a little way with the cheese.
Yeah, and when you watch the news, it's just relentless.
So what we don't do is we don't go through steadfastly every news story. We will digest the news. We spend a good couple of hours before we come to you, going through what's in the news, all the topics, some of the stuff that's heartwarming.
Often at midnight in bed.
Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that's obviously capturing a lot of people's imaginations. Sometimes we'll have our own particularly strong opinion on something, or Nadia just thinks it's going to be remarkably funny making me do something.
Or just the water cooler chat.
Yeah,
Things the news might leave out, but we know people at work are going to be chatting over.
Yeah.
First of all, before we go any further, I just want to say thank you so much for all your lovely messages about my dad yesterday. Those of you who might be new to the channel might not know that we're doing our family reality show for about 4 or 5 years. So our regular viewers here really know the family very well. And last night, a beautifully edited, I have to say, a fantastic vlog went out last night where we took my dad to get his hearing sorted out. It
was a real privilege to be alongside you both, actually, for that.
My dad was he's just so adorable. Actually, he was round here last night and it was just so joyful, him hearing every single thing.
Yeah, so true. I just need to interrupt because the other thing we do if you're listening is whenever we mention names, they are the names of our lovely followers, family guests that fly up on our live feed. So if you're listening, this really is a message to you podcast listeners. So I was just about to say, just in reference as a brief interruption to what you're saying, Nads, Russ Souch says, or we sometimes talk about crisps, biscuits and genitals. I think that really captures the essence of coffee moaning.
Right, we need to keep that because that we are going to quote that when describing our
I'm going to
show.
take a photo of that and we're going to post that online.
Our little show, because that's it. Actually, we should get people to just sum up what coffee moaning is. It would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, what it is to you. I'll put a thing on the community.
Yeah, just like in a few words so we can put it up. So thank you, because the messages are just lovely. I sent Mum and Dad home last night with the link to watch it.
Oh, I was going to say, did you all watch it last night?
They're old-fashioned. You know, like we live in a world now, don't we, where everything's like, oh, I saw your deal. Oh, brilliant. But my parents might wait a week and say, oh, I really liked that show. Or we might never hear anything. But anyway, yeah, so check out our reality show. If you're looking on playlists, it will be home time. And please subscribe. And hit the notification bell because, as I say, we put up so much damn content on here that you'll be missing out.
You'll be amazed as well, guys. I even tackled that really, really stimulating, sophisticated, complex, and really just varied topic of HS2 the other day. Tonight.
Did I say tonight?
We even touched upon HS2. Was it HS2? Is that what it's called? It sounds odd now. Is it HR2? The train. Yeah, HS2. Yeah. Anyway, you know, we're not afraid to even tackle HS2. I put it in the title whilst you were away, and I said, right, this is that moment in a history class where we all go, oh, God, do we have to do it? I said, we have to do it. Yeah. We have to do it. And what I think is fun. Anyway, let me talk you through what we're going to do, because we discussed this before and we've gone off on an ADHD one. So what we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking briefly about the really moving, tragic, sad, and at the same time, life-affirming and community-affirming vigil that happened last night in Croydon for Eliane, the schoolgirl who was stabbed last week. More details that keep coming out on that just keep horrifying us, because of course we're in Croydon, and so many of our kids and friends, everyone's threaded through the same sort of social groups that kind of know someone, and the stuff that keeps sort of creeping through is just tragically sad on that. So we're going to be looking at that. I've got some photos from the vigil and some footage. We're going to be talking about what looks like could be a massive problem in Paris, which I've been talking about for a while, bed bugs.
You've become just a little bit obsessed with this.
Well, because the story has developed, and we'll talk about it in a minute, but Eurostar are involved. There's fear that bed bugs could be coming to the UK. We're also going to be talking about moonbathing. Kate Moss up to weird shit, and I just wanted to
another
walk and
supposedly
talk through
crackpot wellness behaviours.
Joe Biden's dog, we talked about him. I think he's called Commander.
He is.
And he's been attacking too many members of staff. So there's been a development in the Joe Biden's dog story. And I also want to show you some rather unsettling footage taken by a UFO hunter. That'll be towards the end. And we've got some very funny images. So for those of you actually having embraced and welcomed and really sort of bedded you in on the podcast for the last 20 seconds or so, 2 minutes of this, you're not going to know what the hell's going on because we're going to be showing photos. So there we go.
But you can always look back later, come over to YouTube and have a look at the photos that we've put up.
Can I just ask you about the Eliane stabbing story? And I know, obviously, we talked about it last week. Where are you at on that? I mean,
well, do you know what? To be honest, I was absolutely devastated if I'd known that there was this vigil yesterday, because I feel so strongly that I want to do something. You know, I've grown up. I've lived in Croydon since I was 9 years old. Where she was stabbed, I waited at that bus stop 1,000 times. You drop our daughter off in Croydon every day to school. You know, our daughter was saying today that there's many people in her school that knew the girl. I've been having a lot of difficult conversations with the girls and about their fear around traveling and everything. As a mother, and for you as a father, we are just, and I know everybody here, we just feel broken by it. And of course, this is almost a daily occurrence now in London. There's some family having to deal with this shock. You know, the thing is, I don't think it will have even gone into them yet. How can they have actually processed what's happened? And I think it was lovely, your opening there, what you said, you know, the life-affirming part of last night was the community coming together. Was that... And and I would have loved to have been there yesterday, because I feel, because one of the things I feel was so necessary was so important for people being there. We can all feel so cut off from the idea that there are other people that care, and to be able to stand there and just be part of helping that family feel that there are so many people that care and so many people that are outraged and disgusted by what's happened. Of course, you know, just like a shred of comfort, if you feel you could give like a splinter of comfort to this family, that's a really important thing. And imagine, I think it must have been a very powerful feeling being there, and
absolutely,
and just for the family, just seeing that there are so many people that care. And
I'm going to just show this is some footage taken from the event last night. And in fact,
because you know what, we say so much about Croydon, and you know, I had a bit of a rant the other day about the appalling council and all of this, and you know, just how there's so much neglect, and then to just see all those people standing there together, just like, I just think was just so beautiful and powerful. And
it's important. That weird thing as well, when I saw a couple of these images where you see policemen actually taking flowers from, you know, the crowd, and you realize how much actually when you see that, you know, I'm sure people who know Carnival over the years have seen those kind of, they're almost cliched, the images of, you know, the policeman carrying one of the kind of carnival goers or whatever. But those images where you do see unity between the police and cultural minorities or cultural majorities in some areas, but, you know, those moments of connection, as a Londoner, and I'm sure as anyone with any kind of compassion, you suddenly feel, oh God, you feel such a sort of calm kind of, oh, if only this kind of connection and connectivity could be kind of, bottled up and protected and looked after. The other thing about this that really resonated, and I was just having a conversation with one of our children this morning in the car, and it's the fact that they say every single conceivable bus journey they have an issue with. So what can be done about bus travel? I don't know.
My daughter said, a friend of hers, he's very much part of our life as well, who has to travel on the buses a lot. She was just crying the other day, saying, I'm just so sick and tired of never feeling safe. She's like, just never. And I said to our girls, I said, do you? And they said, no, never. And they said, you just have to accept what these boys say, whatever, when they come up to you, because you know that anything like this could happen. And honest to God, I texted Dina this morning. I said, I just feel so depressed. I said, I feel just depressed. I feel powerless. It's that just powerlessness. And all those people that witnessed it on the bus as well. And it just seems to go on and on.
And there was the day before yesterday, a man was stabbed to death at 4:45 on Cold Harbour Lane in Brixton. And I'm still hearing, I heard from someone, I was speaking to someone yesterday whose friend had seen, was there when it happened, the manager of the pub. And it's quite staggering. And the other weird thing that happens is, especially when you drive around so many parts of South London, if you're filming and you're doing all this, I've lost count of how many murals there are of children and youngsters that we haven't heard of who've died. You'll pass a housing estate and you'll see a mural and you'll be like, oh, right. So someone's died here too.
Every day, every single day. Obviously we're feeling it so keenly because there are threads and people knowing and and it's like, it's as I say, I grew up, every time I see that image of where it is, think. And and I was talking with my daughter early this morning before she went to school, and I said, I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I said, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I feel the same. I never feel safe when I'm out. I said to her, I was ranting about this on Loose Women the other day, saying I'm sick and tired of the constant checklist that I'm doing wherever I go to make sure, avoid that person. That looks like he could go fucking batshit crazy in a second. And she said, well, exactly, Mum. She said, and just when you might have had a couple of days where it hasn't been so bad, and then something like this happens, and it reminds me, she said, that I just have to be like on alert every second. And also, it's not good for children.
No, and also it's weird as well. I've always been a bit gung-ho and a bit too gung-ho, and I've always worried the family in terms of kind of, if I see someone kind of causing, not literally run into battle, but I do kind of get involved. And I'm clipping myself more and more and more because there is a febrile sense of unpredictability all the time. I just want to read this out because we do always talk about how we like the fact that we have conservative people here too. Jen Leggs. Sorry, I know you're Labour, Consub. Absolutely, thanks, Jen. But Sadiq Khan has blood on his hands, penalising the motorist and not sorting knife crime. He needs to go. That is an opinion. Is it Sadiq Khan directly responsible? Here's the problem with that kind of, I get where you're coming from, and a lot of people feel this. A lot of people feel that they're, why are we worrying about you, Les, and not worrying about something else? And I think sometimes it's easy to think that there's an either or. It's not necessarily an either or swap. I think sometimes it's a case of there are so many things, and it is becoming an increasingly fractious city. You made the point yesterday, which I thought was so good. It's not about will the police get there at all. It's where are the police? I'm staggered as to where the police are. I was driving somewhere yesterday, and there was by the park. There were lots of big police
at
presence.
Crystal Palace Park yesterday. I don't know what was going on yesterday. But I thought it must be something major if there's actually this many. Again, I feel sorry for the police because they're understaffed. This isn't the policemen that we see on the streets fault. This is terrible management. 13 years of Tory government as well.
Well, like someone says, Hannah Liebschutz, this shouldn't necessarily, I'm a Labour Liberal supporter. I don't know if this should be a party political thing. I think, what I would love more than anything is
social crisis, exactly, Hannah.
Is some kind of collaborative effort between parties. Let's not have political approaches to crime and criminality. I think there should be a standardised, centralised sort of approach to it with cross-party support. I think we should have a system of politics where, okay, if people don't want proportional representation, then on certain issues you have a shared responsibility where all hues of the political spectrum can contribute, so that you take the partisanship out of it, so that you don't have Conservative voters or Labour voters being able to scream, well, that's because of you. If you have everyone agree, I mean, I know
totally agree.
They would argue that that's what a bill is about, but it's not. It's
Hannah, exactly. This is a social crisis that needs to be investigated before more people die. I mean, I said to my daughter this morning, I said, because we had a good old rant about the horror of what this being did the other day, and I said, but I'm angry, I'm upset, all of that, but then I always go back to what was going on with this boy when he was a kid. And I don't mean I've got to feel sorry for him, but unless we keep looking at what is going wrong our society, that we are having to more and more go, every day, how many stabbings every day, how many young people, we're getting desensitized ourselves and just accepting it. I said to Mark this morning, I want to emigrate. I was literally looking where to emigrate because I thought I feel so hopeless about any change coming, because there doesn't seem to be any real investigation as to why this is happening, with any real plan for how we can change.
Do check out. I mean, there's no answer at it, but it might just kind of resonate. I did a sort of 2-minute thing on Instagram about how, especially with the specifics of this boy, around the choice of items that I was talking to one of my daughters about, and she said what's traumatizing and haunting her and her friends is that on the morning of what happened, a young boy made the choice of 3 items to take with them, and that was a love letter, a bunch of flowers, and someone wanted to split hairs the other day, a 1-foot-long knife. Now,
oh my God, yes, that's so true.
If you look at that, I mean, you might not have seen the post I did on Instagram, and I was talking about how those 3 things, within those 3 things, what there is in there somewhere, and God only knows how you get to it and how you extrapolate it and how you nurture it, is some sense of love and connection somewhere.
Well, it's so funny, totally separate to that. I had a conversation with her this morning when I said, and we don't know anything, and there is a court case pending, so we all have to be very careful. We know nothing about this person, nothing. But we had a similar kind of conversation where I said, isn't it strange? Because in there was a real need, it feels like, it looks like, again, we don't know, for connection, for, obsession with this person. And then in there, this violence. So, neglect, and again, I don't know, I'm not standing up for him, but I can't help but look into these, delve into that.
But that's exactly what I was saying. We have to, however unpleasant it is, we have to lean into whatever the microscopic, contorted, distorted
reasons,
aspects of where there was a desire for some kind of connection. Where the hell has that come from? Because there's obviously,
because remember, if you're under 18, you will get back out. You will get back. He's not, because I couldn't even make our daughter feel safer today by saying, she said, will he get life? And I said, no, he won't. So what we're going to do, we'll put him away, and thousands other like him, not just this person, thousands other like him, if he is found guilty. We don't know yet. And then they're just let back out again with no discussion as to what led them to that.
Yeah. No.
That scares the shit out of me, personally.
Okay. Well, moving on.
Love and prayers and thoughts to the family at the very beginning of a quite horrendous journey for them, and all the other people across the country who are dealing with maybe even another one that happened last night or years ago. It never leaves you. So big hugs.
That's a good point here, Ellen. Flood the council and bus company and schools with official complaints from groups of parents. I've sorted the bus my 11-year-old travels on with this strategy. Older boys bullying her and fighting horrendous.
Good for you.
It does take community pressure in a sense. It really does.
That's what I loved about last night. There are communities there. They can be galvanised. People are sick and tired. They're sick and tired. There's so many of us that are sick and tired of feeling powerless. Wouldn't it be amazing?
Grace Ann Martin, Glasgow is a good example. Glasgow used to be knife crime central.
Yes.
They worked really hard at reducing knife crime because they took it really seriously.
That is true. They had a mate, because I know that Kay interviewed she was telling me about a guy, she was years ago, who the police officer who played a big part in that. Extraordinary, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing results.
Pushing on from that, tragically. Bed bugs. Who's ever the classic
Mark's
line?
got a little bit obsessed.
No. What do you mean obsessed? Why do you say that?
Well, you brought it up quite a few times. I just go like that and go, do you think we've got bed bugs?
Well, no, it's just, I think the whole idea of a bed, maybe as a kid, someone did say it at the wrong time.
Well, every time you went to bed.
What does it say? Go to bed, make sure the bed bugs.
Sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite.
And I always ended up thinking, what the fuck is a bed bug?
Me too, actually.
What are the bed bugs? And I didn't see them. When I was a kid, my imagination was so ripe. I didn't see them as little kind of insects. I saw them as big, kind of monstrous things.
Well, because you always see, when you see an image of them, they're always under microscope, aren't they?
So has anyone ever been bitten by a bed bug?
I mean, how big are they actually? Can you see them without a microscope?
I should have got a photo, shouldn't I?
No, we don't need a photo of a bed bug. Thank you.
Well, I can give you one. I can't show them one, though.
I don't want to see one.
There's one.
Oh, no. But that's under a microscope, right?
No.
That's
you can see the thread. That's a bed bug. So here's the worry. Bed bugs, there's a massive, massive infestation in Paris, in cinemas, in hotels, you name it, wherever you go. Bloodsuckers, they are spotted in homes, cinemas, hospitals, and on trains.
Oh, well, and on buses.
Well, I presume you could get them on buses.
Good, because one of our girls has got loads of bites. I'm just wondering if it's from travelling.
Oh, right. Yeah, but a government minister has insisted there is no outbreak on Paris's public transport network. Eurostar staff are on high alert due to a bedbug infestation in Paris, which has hit the French capital. So the worry is, could they get onto Eurostar and pull in at St Pancras with their cases?
We're here to cause trouble.
Past, was it John Betjeman, whatever, heading into town? Oh.
So does it have to be an old mattress, or do they like new mattresses, like knits, like clean hair?
What do bed bugs
like? Are we all under a false sense of security?
Yeah.
Because we think, my mattress is fairly new, I'll be all right, I won't have any bed bugs. Or
Teresa Saunders, I viewed a home to rent once that had bed bugs. I was hysterical. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I knew somebody once that stayed in a hotel and she got eaten alive.
Look, it really depends. I remember someone working on some of the bed sits that you're put in when you're doing shows for the BBC when you're not on-screen talent. I know many members of crews have been bitten to shreds.
What was that one you put up and then you took 4-star hostel?
Hannah. Depends on the quality of the rooms. I was in Florence. I moved from a youth hostel to a 4-star hotel, but went back to the hostel as I got bitten in the night.
Oh,
what's the solution to bed bugs, guys? Haven't watched Partygate, sadly, Colin. No.
But we are going to be watching it.
Is it a series, or is it
one of Dina's friends? Is a contributor on it, and so it's quite important. Dina really wants to watch it with us actually, and have a bit of a chat about it afterwards.
Sammy J. Peach, no, it doesn't have to be an old bed. I bought a new bed from a warehouse. It was full of them.
No. And how do you know? Because you get bitten. Did you slice? Or do you have to slice into your mattress?
So you bought a new bed, but the mattress was a new mattress was full of bed bugs. How? So I can't say it. How? Bed bugs like our skin. They feed off our skin. Oh, this is getting more and more disgusting. Hoover your mattress weekly, Ellen.
Really?
Wow.
Hoover beds, change them regularly and hot wash.
Oh, it's a one-off, says Chris. Yeah, sorry, the show. If you get infestation, you have to throw everything out.
Do you?
Wow.
What, even the mattress? My God.
What I thought the mattress is the bed. It's not going to get in the wood, is it?
I thought they meant throw you out.
Oh, nice. They can often be on airplanes. You have to fumigate the entire...
Well, I mean, listen, obviously, now we know. They're on our skin. They like us. And so wherever there is furnishings, there could be bed bugs.
Look at this. No, I'm wrong. They often can be on airplanes. You have to fumigate. We had them when we moved to a brand new house, new mattress, my son's room. They can live in wooden furniture too.
No.
What the fuck?
Oh my God.
Suddenly.
This is much more serious.
Now you understand why I'm worried about it. Yeah.
Oh God.
Hoover regularly. Is it better to not have carpets? That's why I hate carpets. I've always hated carpets. Asthma mainly. But carpets do my nut in. They also do your nuts in.
Well, see, we don't have carpet, which is wonderful.
Which is wonderful. It's just a joy. Hoover and diluted vinegar spray on mattress.
God, they can have psychological effects on you.
They also have psychological breakdowns. There's nothing like a bedbug with depression.
Oh, so okay. So a bedbug bite it looks more like a blister.
Jackie Valina says it's best not to think about them. Jackie,
God, it can make you feel tired.
Oh,
the bites. Well, we're all tired.
Yeah. Don't make the bed. Air it. Open windows. They do say sometimes, don't they? Not making your bed is a good thing. To have the bed sheets off, not to. People kind of keep doing the bed up. Is a bad thing.
And in Germany, they always every single morning. Is anyone German here? What's the phrase? There's something about you have to open the windows every single morning in Germany, doesn't matter what the weather is like, and air the bedroom. And I think that's a good idea.
Is there a German word for it? Air the bed.
Oh, look, that's what the bites are like.
Yeah, okay. Oh, don't. So be careful, guys, out there, when you're going to cinemas and when you're sitting on trains and things like that.
Hang on, how are we going to be careful?
What do you do?
You've just given us...
hang on. Sorry.
Shit.
Yeah, but the old wives' refrain is sleep tight, make sure. Okay, smart ass, how do I make sure the bed bugs don't bite? It's all well and good saying it. Sleep tight, make sure how do I fucking make sure the bed bugs don't bite? Nan?
I am so paranoid now, I want to go around the whole bed bug hunting.
Okay.
Because we've got a really old sofa. Maybe we've got bed bugs in our sofa.
Oh, nads. Right. Here we go. I want to show you this. This is briefly. I didn't mention this in the list, but let's just show you this. Look, this is. How would you feel if Just Stop Oil jumped on Les Mis? I tell you what, I was struck by most in this. This is Just Stop Oil stopped the performance of Les Mis last night. I was struck by. I don't know if anyone else is. Wow, those people are spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds on tickets. Look how small the stage is and how rudimentary the backdrop is. Rack them up, sell them high, all that kind of stuff. Look, people stop booing. You naughty people. Yeah, they evacuated and it was over the whole night. Now, I've talked elsewhere.
The wrong people.
Why are they? You're not winning friends this way.
I 100% get. We are in an absolute crisis, and it's fucking petrifying what's happening to the planet. But target the wankers in charge.
But would they have got? Would we have picked it up? Would the press have picked it up? Russ, you work in a theatre. Awkward. Why are they hitting the arts? I don't understand why they go for the arts. Maybe it's the exclusivity of the arts.
Anne-Marie Shellett, Nadge is so thinking about hoovering her mattress up. You guys know me so well. I'm actually thinking. I'm itching. Is everybody itching now? We're all this is your fault.
Make sure the bed bugs don't bite.
You've been trying to infect me with the anxiety of bed bugs for 3 days, and now you've brought them into it.
Well, hang on. Siobhan Jordan's got one word for them. Twats. Not bed bugs, but Just Stop Oil. We have every sympathy with Just Stop Oil.
Where do you think they could get the message across in a powerful way where they didn't lose the public?
Padlock themselves to the Beefeaters and the Royal Guards down Whitehall. Padlock themselves to the front of Parliament.
Because they will get in all the newspapers.
Absolutely.
That's what I think.
Lie across the road in Parliament Square. You're going to get...
Parliament Square will again affect... It will bung up the whole of London's traffic, as it will. Okay.
Well, just anywhere... I don't understand why they're hitting the... But that said, I suppose you could argue they're going for the really, really, really rich and privileged who are spending a ludicrous amount of money on a tiny seat probably in a theatre full of bed bugs.
But then you're assuming rich, privileged people don't care about the environment. There might be plenty of people in that theatre that do.
Well, no, my thought then was for all the actors who've come out to do their job.
Oh, I just wish they would,
I don't know. They feel like they're targeting the wrong people.
They are targeting the wrong people.
Joe Biden's dog. Should he go? Should he go?
This is an interesting story, actually. So Joe Biden's dog is just 2, that dog, Commander.
Is he?
Yeah, he's only 2.
Oh, he's only 2 years old. Yeah. Bought by his brother, right, for him?
Has now bitten 10 different people in the White House.
I think he's now he's notched up 11 now. I think it's the 11th.
Is it? And they say, dog behaviourists are saying, it's an extremely stressful environment for the dog.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge.
Least of all because its owner keeps walking into flagpoles.
No, I mean, they do say, like, if you're going out and you're leaving the dog in the house, right? This is a trainer told me once. You should cordon off the dog. So they've just got one room.
Yeah, they like to be limited.
Because otherwise, it's so stressful for them because they think they have to protect every part of the house. That's why you have them running around barking.
That's why a lot of people cage their dogs at night.
Yeah, people think that caging is actually cruel. Well, it is if you're using it as a way to like discipline or whatever. But actually, we don't have cages for our dogs, but any trainer we did years ago that we ever spoke to said it's a place of comfort. They feel safe. If you think of a dog going into a cave, obviously you would always open it if they want to come out. It's not like cage them in and don't let them out.
Good question. Why don't
but a place of safety. So I was just, because I just then went into, because people with their pets are like people with their children. However naughty their child, isn't he lovely? Who had to have the conversation with Biden telling him that the dog had to go? And also, will he remember the next day?
Yeah, I mean, I think what struck me about this story is quite interesting or emotional or meaningful was, is the extent to which a dog, as we all know here, a pet, is very much a member of the family. And I was listening, there was another story on the radio early this morning, about another XL bully attack and a dog that was put down. And this idea that I think a lot of dog owners have to understand that just because your dog isn't a biter, no one else does. And, if you say, it's all right, he won't bite and all that kind of stuff. I'm getting to the point where I wonder most dogs should be kept on leads all the time.
Absolutely.
Now. I really do.
Absolutely. That's what I want the law to be. All dogs on leads out on the street.
And Lee says maybe all dogs should be muzzled. I mean, it's a way of getting around some of this stuff, isn't it? But
is a muzzle a cruel thing? I mean, it looks like it is, but do we just say that and we don't actually know?
I don't know. Is it like a bit for a horse? When I discovered what a bit does for a horse,
if it gives them plenty of space to move, not like a tight muzzle, is it? I mean, it would be uncomfortable.
Dodo Dixon says it's not a bad dog; it's bad owners. It's how they're trained. I'd imagine in the White House, it's absolute bedlam, isn't it? I mean, you've got all sorts of shit.
Yeah, so it's absolutely, it would be in a highly stressed state. I mean, I remember a trainer saying to me that basically dogs, if you think about it, living in a house with lots of different people without their pack is always a stressful situation for a dog. That's why they say never leave a dog with any child. And I mean, I hate all these videos you see on Instagram with these dogs with these tiny babies. It's like, oh my God, how can you do that? Because a dog is a dog and you don't know what it's going to do.
I've just had a thought because it seems to have a particular taste or appetite for Secret Service agents. What if it's a Putin spy?
Could be.
What if the dog is a spy? I tell you what it all
reminds. But
reminds.
When do you have to I think the interesting conversation on this is you love your animal, but if your animal, say like if our dogs attacked somebody, and a vet said, this dog is dangerous and has to be put down.
Well, do you remember the time one of our children was attacked by a dog of a friend of the family's dog went rogue? Yeah. I mean, what do you do? At what point do you put the dog down, or do you just take it to another place, to another? Do you have a nanny? You should have a dog nanny, maybe.
I mean, make no bones about it. An angry, stressed dog is as dangerous as a gun. Can be a big enough dog, can't it?
Yeah. Look at these XL bullies. Absolutely.
You know what you're supposed to do if a dog does go for you? Absolutely, is just go into a ball. Yes, they're still going to bite, but just so they can't get to you.
And also, I remember someone saying years ago when I must have been filming with. In fact, I've just remembered Karelian bear dogs, where they're used to kind of track bears and wrestle bears. You push your arm and your body into their mouth. So if a dog gets you like that, don't pull, you push.
Oh, I couldn't.
And that,
but anyway,
and they're so confused. They're so confused.
But the conversation around that, I mean, that dog is always with him, and now he's had to let that dog go. And it has to be a sort of an altruistic act, doesn't it? You have to say, this is for the safety of others.
But lots of people here are saying there must be many different things. You could either muzzle him, you could put him on a lead, you could have a dog nanny, you could, there's all sorts of things before having to get rid. I don't think they have got rid of him.
Oh, I don't think they're putting him down, but he can't live in the white. I mean, what that dog needs to do now is go to a home with one person. probably, and just being like we always say, if we had our time again, though we love Chi-Chi, we didn't really understand the psychology of Toffee. Because
I don't think anyone understands the psychology of Toffee.
She was so funny last night. I was in hysterics with her last night. You have never seen a dog with such bloody character.
Toffs.
She'd gone over to you, right? And then she was over there.
When was this?
And I was sat there, and you took out one of the thingies, the bone things, to give to Chi-Chi because she's got them all. And you missed it. She literally went like this. It was like a cartoon. She was looking between you and then Chi-Chi and she wanted to go to you because you'd given her attention and she wanted more cuddles. But then she was like, no, I've got to go after Chi-Chi. It was so human. But she is a dog that is absolutely should be a one dog in the house.
She would have been good with
because
Nan.
she's a diva. She wants all the attention, and actually, she is in a stressed state having this other dog in the house, and it has been right.
Toffee is a complex lady. The parallels between Toffee and my mum are massive. My mum treats food in the same way that Toffee does. She wants it, but she doesn't want to eat it. She needs it. She doesn't want to eat it.
I will go to my grave saying this. She has ADHD.
Who, my mum?
100%. Toffee. Toffee, 100%. We're a house full of ADHDers. Now, whether she's picked that up, because she is such a diva and an actress.
Thank you, Raspberry Mojito. Toffee's awesome and complex.
She is. Whether she's picked that up because she's picked up our behaviours. Because Kay always used to say to me, you've got the dog you deserve with Toffee, because she's so like us.
Chi-Chi is a princess.
I mean, you look in her bed and it's just like my bedroom, isn't it? Just like random things all over the place.
In fact, mostly full of your knickers.
She is. She's a nutter, but we love her.
Chi-Chi, however, though, has learnt from the darker side of Toffee's psychology. So Chi-Chi has become a much more sophisticated. We've managed to get Chi-Chi to a place now where she's on no steroids. And my God, the life in her at the moment is quite something to behold. It's wonderful.
But when you take them to the groomers, they'll say, oh, Chi-Chi, oh, she's so lovely. And they'll say, she nipped me.
Yeah. Toffee's looking at you like her. Anyway.
The groomers.
Have we got time for Kate Moss?
What's the time?
37 minutes in. Should we do Kate? We won't do Kate till Monday.
Let's do Kate on Monday.
Yeah, we'll do Kate on Monday. I just want to show you this. This was shot the other day, unsettling you.
Carefully, you can see that this big flash kind of comes into focus, and you will see a pill-shaped object. And when I saw this, when I got back inside, it just blew me away, because it was not what I expected at all. I don't know what that is. It's kind of pill-shaped, and it looks like it's got like two ends to it, and it also looks like it's got a tether that's coming off the front of it, or it's ejecting some kind of fluid or something off the front. I have no idea. But I've shown it. That's in real time, and then slowed down a little bit, and then I've taken some frame grabs so you can see that each end lights up individually.
Now, the reason this is significant is someone else has also spotted it at the same time, and it totally chimes with what the American Air Force saw too. So there's a lot of kind of attention being given to this kind of pill-like shaped thing.
You know what it reminds me of? The soda siphon, the thing that you put in the soda siphon.
Oh, what a nose.
Oh, Hayley's having to leave. I love this. Hayley, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Bye, Hayley. See you soon.
And I just thought, well, there you go. Any UFO fans out there, make of that what you will.
We were having a bit of fun the other day on Loose Women, because we did your How Often Do You Think of the Roman Empire? And then we were discussing what we think that nobody would know we think about every day.
Right.
And my boss, Sally, who I think identifies with you a lot, said aliens.
Yeah.
Every single day she thinks of aliens and UFOs. I said, God, you and Mark really have got to hang out together.
Well, we can all just keep blithely ignoring it, but I'm teling you right now, it's all going to come clear very soon.
I just check out because I'm worrying about so much.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got
buses.
bed bugs, I've got buses, I've got everything.
Yeah.
And then if I think about it, I think, well, can any living thing do any worse than us lot have done? So let's
That's a good
hope if
question.
they do come, we are powerless and they're going to come. And if they do come, let's hope they're going to come and do good.
Maybe they'll come in peace. That classic old line. And just to sign off, for those of you, as I
Happy
said,
birthday to you, Rutland.
I have a happy birthday, but just before we do the happy birthday, I have a happy birthday for Carrie. Here's some images. There will be a caption competition coming in the members area. A members live will be coming soon. It's hopefully going to be one with Nadia. There was supposed to be one with Nan, but she wasn't feeling too good. And something else, can't remember what. But anyway, let me just show you these. These are fun. These will make you laugh. Look, there's a bird pointing another bird in the right direction for some food.
Oh my God, I love that.
There's a bear saying hello.
Oh, his love. Oh.
There's a swan going,
What are you doing here?
You looking at me? Look, bears shaking hands.
A kangaroo
Air
playing
guitar.
the guitar. Oh my God, I love that.
Air guitar kangaroo. A hawk hits a cactus, and that's a beaver caught in the act.
That would have hurt.
Yeah, it would have really hurt. Hailing down an Uber.
What's that?
It's a monkey
Oh
hailing
my
an Uber.
God! But no, I was looking at the
that's the deer down
at the
the way.
background. Isn't that beautiful?
That's
Oh, what these are fantastic.
These are
Mark.
comedy animal photos of the year. There's a heron going in, but look at that puffin. Who wants to be that puffin just floating, looking down?
God!
That
Hang on
puffin
a minute.
is going to be the
My
caption
brain
competition.
isn't able to take this in. So they've stuck two photos together.
No. Yeah, they're two separate photos.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's not the same. Sorry, I should have made that clear. That's not what's interesting here.
No,
What is
you
interesting is
think of being that puffin because they're looking down on him. I thought it was
No, sorry, but just think of being that puffin. Look, he's literally just
oh my God, taking
chilling.
some time alone.
Chilling. Look, there's a baby lion scrubbing its nose. Look at this chin. Isn't that
these
cute?
Are beautiful.
And look at him phoning his friend.
Oh,
look,
these
smoking
are
a fag.
lovely.
There's a tortoise with a dragonfly on its nose. Oh, you will not pass. That's Gandalf. And there we go. He's about to explode.
Is just a quick question. Can you just say yes or no whether you are watching How to Stay Married First Sight?
How to Stay Married? That's how, isn't it?
I just wondered how many of them were watching it, Married at First Sight, because we were going to sometimes do some lives randomly with it. If you guys have been
Gemma
watching
Perry,
it
I'm pleased you said that. Great photos. We should look at stuff like this more often. Absolutely.
Really
and as I say, there's going to be more caption competitions coming up. So yeah, absolutely.
I think I might randomly put some of those sometimes up on my Instagram.
They're really nice.
They're
really nice. Yeah, they just make you smile in a completely unintellectual way. It's just like, oh. Yes, look, lots of people are watching Married at First Sight. I think we should do a live because we've got an interesting character in there at the moment.
Yeah, and actually we had a good discussion out of it yesterday with the kids.
Yeah.
I'm a great believer
in
watching these. Night? Yeah.
I didn't.
I'm a great believer in watching these shows with young people. And we had our friend Lisa's son here last night. So it was really nice having his input with it as well. As somebody that is working his way through he wants to do TV researching for that kind of thing. And it was, just really interesting chat. Don't shy away from watching these things with your kids, It's a great way to give them lessons about relationships, hear where they are, how they think.
As I say to everyone about everything, try not to be sniffy about anything you might not like, because even the Kardashians, it's easy to be sniffy, but why not always think, oh, okay, well, let's try and see what someone's got. It might not be for you, but and on that note, we are going to be doing a reaction to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I think. So
we should do it right now.
I'm addicted
to it. Let's
do
it straight off.
Okay, let's do happy birthday to Carrie.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carrie. Happy birthday to you.
And we have T-Day as a new member. Let's welcome them. T-Day.
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 T-Day, today, T-Day, today, T-Day, today,
T-Day.
T-Day. Don't let the big bugs
And T-Day, you will be in with a chance of winning a card in the members area this week, because I'm going to be doing a live and I'm going to be giving out cards. I haven't done one for ages.
Maybe you and Nat.
Maybe you. We haven't done one for ages. Last time we did one was so much fun.
Oh, we don't do things like that together anymore.
Maybe we should do.
Oh,
now, do you remember, members, the last live we did together, the members live, we were talking about you not having put that table up.
No, I think we were in Oxford.
Yes.
I think we...
No, but the one with the bedside table.
Oh.
Find out whether that bedside table has been put up.
Okay, maybe we'll do that then. All right, lots of love, guys. We're going to sit here and wave so that we don't get cut off.
Love you. Don't let the bed bugs